Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So week 7 completed. Just thought I would take this video from a different angle, so that's why the settings a bit different, but we'll talk about what happened in week 7 during this video. So week 7 was very intensive, so I had 6 runs in total. 3 were more difficult than the others, so we had 2 intervals, and then we had a run on Sunday which was 24k. So that was 4k comfortable pace, 6k at half marathon pace, another 4k at comfortable pace, another 6k at half marathon pace, and then another 4k to finish. So that was tough. I ran round Regent's Park, which is pretty flat, so that was nice to try and kind of maintain that pace. And I had some good runs in terms of comfortable, so I went for a nice run. I think it was on Friday for 13k with Tom from the gym, because he hasn't ran over 10k for a while, so that was quite nice. So I said to him we'll go at a slower pace because I need to for my training, and I was just talking him through it. I was just saying, okay, as we go through this run, you want to be in a position where when you finish the 13k you feel like you have another 2-3k in the locker, because we're going at a comfortable pace. Just slowing down that heart rate a bit. He had an energy gel, I had one, but he took one at a time that he wanted to, because everyone's body is different, so you know it worked for him. And that's the amazing thing about running and learning about yourself, really. So I'm currently sitting in week 8, and I haven't actually been on a run since Sunday, and the reason why is when I finished my run on Sunday I felt a pain in my right shin, of all places, and I just thought it was just down to I've just smashed off 24k. I haven't had much sleep, because I went to sleep at like 2, because I went to some bars with some friends, and yeah, didn't have much sleep, about 4 hours, and then I thought, okay, I'm just in a bit of pain, so that will go away. And I was walking around on Sunday, I think I did like 34,000 steps, and I thought, okay, yeah, it's fine. And then I knew in my head, I was like, I'm not going to go to the gym on Monday morning, I'm going to just rest. So I just rested. I had the day off work, which is amazing. I just rested, and my legs felt all right in terms of the rest of my legs, but the pain still in my shin was there. So I had Monday. I went into the office on Tuesday, so walking around the office, still had a bit of pain walking up and down stairs. Today I didn't go to the gym. Today is Wednesday, and I'm going to return back to the gym tomorrow, but I'm going to just walk on a treadmill and just casually walk. And you know, I wish I was running, because I would have done I think it's a 5 mile certain pace run, so that would have been quite intensive, and I'm missing out. But the key thing to remember is during your training you would have built up some aerobic capacity, which I'll talk about in a second. So following on from my last point, so aerobic capacity, I have done 7 weeks of training, so I've run a lot of kilometers or miles, depending on what scale you're using. And my body's in a good place, and this is a deload week anyway. I'm going into week 8. I haven't ran once this week. I would have had 4 runs this week, and I think it's 13k on Sunday, which I'm hoping to get to. So that's my aspiration for this week. So I'm hoping to get to that, and we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see, really. So I'm just going to slowly test the leg, not by running, but just by walking, incline, maybe do some cross trainer, go on the bike at the gym, maybe go for a couple of walks outside, see how it is, and just take it from there. But it's not to say that my training will be greatly impacted because of this. So it's really a 1 week out of a 12-week block, and I know I can run a half marathon. I ran 24k on Sunday, and I ran it in, I think, 2 hours 4 minutes, which I'm happy with. So that was nice. So I know I can do the distance, so that's not a problem. 24k, I can smash 21.1k without stopping, and I have my gels with me as well, so that's fine. But I think the concern for me for going into a race is that the pace that I had to run at on Sunday, I did find it quite difficult in terms of the second 6k block. I was just thinking to myself, ideally I want to run a little bit faster than this per k over the half marathon. So I'm thinking maybe I might not be able to get a PB, but it is what it is, right? So if I can run sub 1:45, that'll be fine. That's like a minimum target, because I think that's a decent pace. But if I can get, you know, close to 1:40, quicker than 1:40, I'll be happy, I'll be content. And I'll be like, I've achieved something. So I'm 38, I'll be 39 next month. So I'll be 39 before the race. And considering I've only ran for a few years, I think I've done pretty well. So my first half was, I think, 2 hours 5. And I'll gradually come down. My first marathon was 3:58. And I got my second one was down to 3:52. And considering, if we talk about the marathons, for example, the second marathon, it felt like someone had put the oven on. The temperature had increased. So Manchester and London were both on the same day. I ran the Manchester one. I had friends who ran the London one, and I saw a lot of people passed out, unfortunately, because of the heat, because of training in winter conditions, kind of spring, and someone just works at the temperature sort of like 10 degrees Celsius. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. So yeah, but I think this week is just more about me changing my training. There's no harm doing that in your training also. So I just want to give you the reassurance that even though for me I was a bit deflated on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, like Wednesday I'm okay now, but I was a little bit deflated. I was thinking like I've been putting pressure on myself during this training because I want to supersede my previous targets, and that's my own internal pressure. But I think the fact that I'll do it, I'll still be able to do it in a comfortable time. So the time that for example, I ran on Sunday and I wasn't going flat out for that 21k, or I think it was 1:48. So you know what I mean? It's not too bad. I think average pace for the whole run was 5:11, I think, per k. So that's not too bad at all, really, right? So that's pretty consistent. So yeah, I'm just blabbering a bit this week, but I just wanted to give you that, you know, training is, as I've been saying, it's not always one way, and this is the stumbling block that I've had. And I think what's conditioned me well is because when I trained for my first marathon, full marathon, I had 2 back injuries, so they weren't consecutive, so I had to have 2 weeks off. And I thought, okay, I'm never going to be able to do a marathon. So like for me, I know I can do a half and it's more comfortable anyway. So just want to say thanks again for listening to my waffle this week. Just wanted to kind of give people the assurance that training is not linear. You've got challenges in front of you. But I'm looking forward to March. March being the 1st of March being on Sunday. But unfortunately, I've got 3 birthdays this month and Mother's Day as well. I don't know what it is like in the rest of the world, but UK, we've got Mother's Day. I've got my older nephew's birthday. I've got my brother-in-law's birthday, and I've got my birthday. And I'm going to try and avoid cake because we go to this place called Cake Box. So for the UK people who listen to this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. A very light cake, eggless cake is fantastic, but I want to try and avoid that. And I'm going to try and clean up my diet for the month of March. So me being vegetarian, that is out of choice, no religious reasons. It's more for health benefits, environmental, and caring for animals. I'm one of the only vegetarians in my whole family. So I'll be eating a lot of tofu. I'll be eating a lot of broccoli. I'll be having rice, pasta, quinoa, maybe gnocchi, if that's how you pronounce it correctly. So I'll be having all that and looking forward to it. I'm going to try and minimise sauces. I'm going to try and minimise snacks like, could be a cookie, donut, bagel, I don't know, crisps or potato chips. See, I know that lingo. Chocolate, you know, fizzy drinks, that kind of good stuff, or whatever. Having stuff from Uber Eats or delivery or whatever. I'm going to try and eliminate that and just focus. Because I weighed myself not long ago and I weren't happy with my weight, so I was like, I need to change it. I did lose a little bit of weight, but I'm pretty confident over the next sort of 4 weeks, if I eat clean, I'll be at a more optimum weight. And also, based on all these videos, is that if you're, well, it's not exact science, but it's kind of generic kind of thing, is that if you're a lighter weight, then it'll have less impact on your body as you know, threading. So win-win, right? You're lighter, you're more streamlined, you're more aerodynamic, and you probably will run a quicker time because you are lighter. So, but yeah, that's enough of my waffle. Thanks for listening. Have a great week ahead of yourselves, and I'll catch you on the next video. I'll try and upload some shorts. I did take a couple of videos from Sunday, and I'll do that as a short, but I'll try and get some more shorts going on because I know I haven't done it for a few weeks. So sorry about that, guys. Bear with me, and stay strong. Keep up the good fight and keep smiling.